Welcome back to the show. We've into prediction time here. This show seems they all go by fast, but this one seems like it's gone by especially fast.
Hurry up.
Okay, there is a game tonight in Kern County.
Yeah.
It is Mojave hosting Anemo Robinson out of Los Angeles. Mojave has been world beater in 8-man football, but Anemo Robinson's 5-0-2. This is not. What is Mojave, by the way? Do you insert a typo into these every week just to see if I catch it? Is that what's going on?
I think I wrote that thing at like 11 o'clock last night.
Mojave. I will take Mojave in this game, but I think it's going to be a close one, 51-35.
Every week. I'm awesome.
You have Mojave huge in this game.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
If they can beat Anemo by 50 points, they're pretty good.
Do it.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, please.
Now, now we're going to skip all the way to Saturday, and we'll come back to Friday. How's that? This is also an 8-man game. Fraser Mountain looking for its first win, playing a Central Section team in ALPAUGH, and I've got ALPAUGH 28-9.
40-18.
All right, what he said. Now. Oh, I'm sorry. One more Saturday game. Boron at Poly of Pasadena. We both take Poly, the 4-0 team here.
Yep.
Boron's been causing me a lot of trouble this year, but hopefully I can get that one right. Okay, Friday. CUYAMA Valley, another 8-man game, is at Maricopa to begin the Coast Valley League. Actually, not to begin. Excuse me. They're both 1-0, so this is a big game in the Coast Valley League. Could decide the title. I see it as a close game. CUYAMA Valley 31-23 over Maricopa.
42-34 CUYAMA Valley.
All right. Hesperia at Burroughs in the Mojave River League opener for both teams. The Burroughs are in a tough league. This is the easiest game in that tough league, and Burroughs should roll.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Into the High Desert League in the Central Section now. Desert at Cal City. Big game for both teams because if you lose this one, it's going to be tough to find a win in the High Desert League maybe. I've got Cal City winning close, 34-28.
27-13.
You got Cal City a little bit easier. We are different on 5 games this week, by the way, including this one. Silver Valley at Rosamond. I've got Silver Valley by 20 points, but you took the Roadrunners.
Roadrunners in the house, 28-20.
All right. We'll see
home
what
team,
happens.
baby.
Bishop at Kern Valley. Again, you went home team. These games are always close. You have Kern Valley winning by 15 points. Bishop and Kern Valley have played really close games many years in a row. I'm going to take Bishop on the road here by a field goal, 30-27. Nervous about that one.
It's funny you say field goal when Zach Bushling's about one of the best kickers in the small schools in the Central Section.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that he kicks for the other team, though. It doesn't have anything to do with Bishop's kicking.
No, it doesn't, but I don't care.
30-27.
35-20, Kern Valley.
All right.
Bronx.
Another game, third straight game we're different on. How many times does that happen? McFarland at Riverdale. I'm taking the Riverdale Cowboys, 31-20.
I think McFarland's going to have a good one on the road, 13-7.
McFarland can't beat Layton like they didn't last week. Or it wasn't Layton, it was Granite Hills. I don't see how many teams they're going to beat. Tulare Western at DELANO. DELANO in the news. What league are they going to be in? Well, they're going to be in EYL at least a couple more years, and that is a tough league for DELANO.
Yeah.
And Tulare Western, a top 25 caliber team in the section, have them winning 33-14. You got a similar score as well.
35-13.
Into the SSL now.
Hey.
WASCO at Kennedy. WASCO, 4-1 overall, but 0-1 in the SSL because of that close loss to BCHS. WASCO could still be a factor in the SSL title race. They got to win this one first, and I think they do. 35-25.
Yeah, I got Wasco winning 28-20. I think Kennedy is still a power in D6, but Wasco's not D6, brah.
Did you just say brah?
Yes.
Don't ever do that again.
Okay.
Next SSL game,
bro.
and we'll save the last SSL game, the big one, for later, but Shafter is at Taft. Shafter coming off a victory at home against Arvin. Now they got to go to Taft. Taft's going to be ornery after what CHAVEZ did to him last week, and I think that's bad news for Shafter. Expect a big day for Robert Cozine and the Wildcat offense.
Yeah, I don't know. I see it a little bit closer for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe there's a hiccup, but I still have Taft winning, but by a touchdown, 28-21.
If Taft's held to 28 points, Shafter did a heck of a job on D. I'll say that.
Fair enough.
So we'll see what happens. I have 49-22 for Taft. Highland is at Foothill. Now we're in the Southeast Yosemite League. We talked about Highland winning its first track league title. Highland's never won a football league title.
No.
They got a chance at this.
They do.
I see them as the second best team in the SEYL behind
South has kind of come back up.
Yeah, but Highland will have a chance to play South at home after a bye week next week. But first they have to take care of business here. It's on the road, but I think Highland scores enough points to make it happen against that Foothill defense.
Agreed.
44-27 is my score.
42-20 is mine.
The other SEYL game this week is Miramonte has the week off. North at South, battle for the Civil War sword, usually has ended the year since these teams have been in the same league, but they're beginning the SEYL season with it this year. North riding a long losing streak both this season, 5 in a row, and against South overall. Never pick against a streak. 37-7 Rebels.
42-13 Rebels.
And South's been a mercurial team, but we'll see what happens in that one. Now into the SYL, the South Yosemite League. West at East. So we had North versus South. We have West versus East. It's all very cardinal direction-y. And the Vikings, 1-4. They have a win over Foothill. East season is going completely the other direction. 6-0 for the Blades.
Whew.
And a good chance to get to 7-0. And most teams have had byes in the state. They'll be one of the only 7-0 teams in the state
Because
if
they
win
picked
this
up
game.
that 11th game against
but
McFarland.
They could be one of the only 7-0 teams in the state if they win this game, and I think they will. They're at home. It is a little bit of a trap game. They got that trip to Tehachapi coming up next week, does East, to try to get to 8-0. Do you see any sort of a hiccup here for the Blades?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I like that defense, man. Defense doesn't take hiccups.
No.
I don't know. West probably can play with them for a little while. I have East pulling away 31-13. You have a similar score. SYL as well. Ridgeview at Golden Valley. Ridgeview, big news.
No Jamar Moya tomorrow night.
Yep.
Coach Manning told me this morning that he hurt his ankle in practice yesterday and is on crutches. He will not go. There will be a 2-quarterback set tomorrow night, Keontae Clinton obviously being one of them. And so that'll be a very interesting look again for them. This will be the second full game they'll play without Jamar. And, really 3 games total because he was kicked out early in the first quarter in the season opener against Stockdale. So, I mean,
it's just been hard for Ridgeview to get going. And that, by the way, that record down there says they're 2-3. They're actually 1-4. Only 1 win for Ridgeview this year.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So the Wolfpack really – now, they've played a very good schedule, an all-Division I schedule. I think they can handle Golden Valley without Jamar Moya now that they're playing a D3 team. I don't know that, but my suspicion is that Ridgeview's defense is going to wreak havoc on Golden Valley's offense. Golden Valley makes some mistakes, and this game starts to get away from the Bulldogs eventually.
Yeah, and it's funny. I think that every team that played Ridgeview walked away going, man, how did we win that game with number 44 on the other side of the ball on defense? And that's Ricky Leung-Wai.
And Golden Valley needs time to throw in that offense.
And he is
going to be tough to do that.
It's going to be really tough, and I think he's hungry for a big game. So I had a 28-13 before Moya went down. I still think it's going to be right around there.
And I think you're probably closer. I had 43-14. That was before the Moya news broke, so maybe a little bit closer than that. But I still think Ridgeview
that
wins
offense
this game
was still having a lot of problems.
Defense. Yeah, I think Ridgeview wins the game on defense. Moving forward, the last SYL game of the week, Independence at Tehachapi. Hard to believe these two teams are 1-4, but here you go. Boy, I like to think Tehachapi could win this game at home, and that's where I picked. But both of these teams have proven to be a little bit hard to predict this year.
And Kieron Scott is supposed to be back this week, so that should be a big boost
for
Tehachapi's
sure.
offense. So, and it's a home game. I just think that they're a little bit better than Independence, and it is at home, and that whole feel, and it's getting a little cooler up there in Tehachapi. So,
I don't know how Independence beat South but lost to North this year, and neither one was a particularly close game. Explain that to me. I have no idea. So Independence, heck, they could win this game, but right now I got Tehachapi getting win number 2 and trying to get into kind of a winning streak as Steve Denman chases 300. Okay, I told you we'd get back to the last South Sequoia League game. Here it is. Bakersfield Christian at CHAVEZ. I'll go on the record and say I think this one decides the SSL title. Now, BCHS still has to play TAFT. CHAVEZ still has to play WASCO. But I think this is the game that will decide the title, and it's a game that we happen to be different on.
Yep.
It's BCHS, that passing offense. Not that many teams can defend Jeremiah Foster. After watching Chavez last week, I think the Titans can do it. They're athletic enough in the secondary. Now, they're not big enough to stop Jeremiah Foster completely, but they can make it difficult on him, and if you make it difficult on Foster, you've got a chance to stop that offense.
People forget how dominating Foster is on defense as well. He's
true.
got 4 interceptions this year, but Chavez, I think, they are showing themselves to be a great defense, what they did to shut down Taft last week. But, yeah, I think that Wingle and Steven Figures and the offensive line and Foster have really kind of got something going, and I think that's going to be the key to tomorrow night.
It's really interesting because, I kind of side with Chavez in that defense. You kind of side with BCHS in that offense, but you picked a lower scoring game than me, 21-20. I picked 31-30.
Yeah.
That's not necessary to say we both think it's going to be a very good, very close game.
Yep.
A 1-point game in either direction.
Yep.
Chavez by 1 for me, BCHS by 1
Yes.
for you. So that's going to be definitely one to watch. Okay, let's get into the Southwest Yosemite League, the 3 opening games in this league. Liberty is at Frontier. And the way I see it, this is a 4-team contenders here. Frontier Centennial could change my mind, but right now I see Liberty, Stockdale, GARCES, and BHS. So the key for these teams is going to be holding serve when you have to face Frontier and Centennial. And that's what you'll see in these first two games we're going to talk about. Can Liberty hold serve at Frontier? Can Stockdale hold serve at Centennial? I don't see any hiccups, but Frontier and Centennial are not pushovers.
No, they're not, but I think that Liberty coming off a bye is going to be well rested.
And they're going to be ornery after losing to Cathedral Catholic too. So I think Liberty takes care of it there. We shall see who Liberty plays at quarterback, Bryson Falconer or Isaiah Hill, who have both had concussion problems this year. Okay, move on to Stockdale at Centennial. Once again, you can catch this one live on Bakersfield.com at 7 o'clock for the pregame show and a 7:30 kickoff. Boy, I'd like to see Cole Beatty find some kind of a hole and make a play here and kind of put some pressure on Stockdale and see how Stockdale responds. I don't know that that's going to happen. I think Stockdale's defense is playing really well, and Centennial's offense has been struggling to the point where are the points going to come from?
I think we need to stop talking about Stockdale being an up-and-comer and just say they're
good.
They're a very good D1 team. You know, they're not, that cool team that just came up. No. This is a good team.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Okay, now GARCES against Bakersfield Christian, this game at West High. Trevor, you will be at that game. You will be tweeting out highlights nonstop on the BVarsity Live Twitter account. Both teams down their quarterback, Connor Bruce for GARCES, Josh Moran for Bakersfield. What do you know about this matchup?
I know that BHS is going to run like a 60-40 offense with Cam Williams getting 60% and with Caden Ochoa getting about 40%, and then it all depends on who's hot will stay on, and then GARCES will have Joseph Tobias as the starting quarterback, where Chris Coleman will stay on defense tomorrow night.
Okay, very interesting. So both teams have options at quarterback to replace those guys. GARCES, they might actually have more speed than Bakersfield, which is crazy to say.
Right.
Bakersfield has it, but they're a little bit of a bigger team than they have been in the past. And I kind of like GARCES to be able to run around some of those guys, and I think the loss of Bruce is big, but I think they have enough playmakers to make it work. They score some points. BHS offense has struggled a little bit. Close game, I got GARCES 31, BHS 27. I go with the Rams.
I think BHS runs off of that good second half that they had against Ridgeview where they shut them out, and I think it's fine. Before we finish up, good luck to Connor Bruce. I know he had a successful surgery on Monday. Seeing him go down like that was tough to watch, and he's a great kid. And speedy recovery, Connor.
So I take GARCES. You take Bakersfield. We both send our best wishes to both Josh Moran and Connor Bruce. Our producer is John Farron.
Great dudes.
That's Trevor Horn. I'm Zach Ewing. This has been BVarsity Live. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody.
Looking deep down the left side, Mendeville into the end zone, touchdown!